after discussing the Vesper theory and discussing few examples, today we are going to discuss about the drawback of Vesper theory. The major drawback of Vesper theory is that it cannot explain the existence of superoctet and hypooctet molecule, or we can say that the molecule which are having more than 8 electron or less than electron in their valence shell cannot be explained by this theory. Hence, two new theories were put forward, and the first one is valence bond theory. First theory, that is valence bond theory. In short form, it can be written like VBT, valence bond theory, VBT. And according to this theory, and this theory was being put forward by Hitler and London and modified by Pauling and Slater. This theory was being put forward by Hitler and London and modified by Pauling and Slater. And this theory is based on the orbital concept of bonding. The valence bond theory depends on orbital concept of bonding, and according to this theory, the covalent bond is formed by overlapping of atomic orbital. Covalent bond is formed by overlapping of atomic orbital. Second point is that the overlapping atomic orbital should be half-filled and should have electron of opposite spin. The overlapping orbital should have electron of opposite spin and should be half-filled. Next point, the strength of the covalent bond depends on extent of overlapping. The strength of the covalent bond depends on extent of overlapping. Greater will be the extent of overlapping, stronger will be the covalent bond. And on basis of extent of overlapping, the covalent bond can be of two types, which is a very important topic. And the first one is sigma bond and the second one is pi bond. On basis of extent of overlapping, the bond can be of two types, sigma bond and pi bond. It is a very, very important topic. So first of all, we have to know what is sigma bond, and then we will discuss pi bond, and then we will find out the formulas. How can we find out the covalent bond or number of sigma bond and pi bond in a given molecule? First of all, we have to know what is sigma bond. Sigma bond. So here, the sigma bond can be formed by headwise overlapping of atomic orbital. Sigma bond can be formed by headwise overlapping of atomic orbital. The sigma bond can be formed by headwise overlapping of atomic orbital, and that overlapping can be between SS. So bond form will be sigma SS, sigma SPZ, sigma SPZ, and finally it will be between PZ orbital. Between PZ orbital. So the sigma bond can be of three types: sigma SS, sigma SPZ, sigma PZ, and the strength order will be SS weakest, then sigma SPZ, and strongest will be sigma PZ. The sigma bond is formed by headwise overlapping of atomic orbital. It can be of three types: SS, SPZ, PZ. Next, it is a localized bond. Sigma bond is a localized bond. Next, it is a strong bond, and extent of overlapping is large. Extent of overlapping is large. The main point about a sigma bond is, first, it is formed by headwise overlapping of atomic orbital. Second point is that it can be formed by overlapping of SS, SPZ, PZ, it is a localized bond and extent of overlapping is large and it is a strong bond. Now we have to discuss about pi bond. The pi bond can be formed by sidewise overlapping of atomic orbital. The pi bond can be formed by sidewise overlapping of atomic orbital. Pi bond can be formed by sidewise overlapping of atomic orbitals, and it can be formed by overlapping of px and py orbital. It can be formed by overlapping of px and py orbital. Next, it is a delocalized bond. It is a delocalized bond. Next, it is a weak bond. Next, extent of overlapping is small. Extent of overlapping is small. Now question might be there in exam, what is difference between sigma bond and pi bond? What is difference between sigma bond and pi bond? So the main point will be, first, for sigma bond formed by headwise overlapping, pi bond by sidewise overlapping. For sigma bond overlapping can be between SS, SPZ, PZ. For pi bond overlapping can be between PX and PY. Sigma bond is a localized bond, pi bond is a delocalized bond. Sigma bond is a strong bond, pi bond is a weak bond. For sigma, the extent of overlapping is large, but for pi, extent of overlapping is small. After this, we have to discuss how can we find out number of sigma bond and pi bond in a given molecule. So keep it in mind, generally the single bond is taken as sigma, double bond is taken as 1 sigma 1 pi, and triple bond is taken as 1 sigma 2 pi. Keep it in mind, single bond is always sigma, pi bond is 1 sigma 1 pi, triple bond is 1 sigma and 2 pi, but one exception is there, and that exception is C2 molecule. In C2 molecule, both the double bond are pi bond in nature. We can explain it on basis of MO theory. Both the double bond are pi bond in C2 molecule. Keep it in mind, single bond is always sigma, double bond 1 sigma 1 pi, triple bond 1 sigma 2 pi, but C2 molecule is an exception. In C2 molecule, both the bond of double bond are pi in nature. After this, we have to discuss the formula how to calculate the number of sigma and pi bond. For open chain molecule, number of sigma bond will be equal to total number of atoms minus 1. For open chain molecule, number of sigma bonds should be equal to total number of atoms minus 1, and for cyclic chain molecule, number of sigma bonds should be equal to total number of atoms. So for open chain molecule, number of sigma bonds should be equal to total number of atoms minus 1, and for cyclic molecule it will be total number of atoms. Now we have to find out the number of pi bond. Or we can say that double bond equivalent or degree of unsaturation. Short form it will be DBE, or we